Hello everyone, welcome to another mod overview, this time on Reichenbach, or something like that. A mod that simply was supposed to be pretty much aiming for machinery and a bunch of other bits and pieces, but wasn't exactly finished enough. So this video is not really more so like covering it as if like a yeah, you should definitely use this. It's more so supposed to be a archival focused video this time. So yeah. We'll still look into it pretty much the exact same way as an overview though, covering what different features there is, and probably kind of get an idea of what it could have been, even though it obviously is not finished enough. So yeah. So what you've got is pretty much two ores, which is Coprite and Irolite, which I assume is supposed to be like copper and iron or so. And what you can do once you encounter these, which I've just come across a massive one here, it's just covered in Coprite, so obviously you'd think, oh okay, there's a large vein or something here, I can mine this. So if you have a wooden pick, or even if you have something that's a bit higher, you can mine it as much as you want and it's just not going to break. But what you will see is obviously some pieces just coming off of it instead of the actual ore being broken. So you pretty much got this where it'll just drop some raw coprite, and I assume you would then from there smelt this or crush it down, so it's either crushed iron and copper, or like those there I guess, compared to like say some crushed dust or the ingots or something that I guess there. Gold also and support, you've got gold ingots like so. You can't place in the water or anything, but either way. Processed versions as well of things. So I'm assuming there would have been a bit where it's like you go from crushed to processed to ingots or some other certain order that I'm unaware of. Got iron plates. You've got obviously some iron rods, which would have been used for something. Got a screw, which you can't really see, which you probably would have used as something for a recipe, or maybe fitting it into a block, I guess. Like a multi-block type of thing, I don't know. Got some wires, which also don't have much use, obviously. And would have, I'm assuming, been used for maybe as your cable equivalent or something, or something else to transfer power, besides maybe being just for a recipe. You got steel, ingots, coal coke, which doesn't obviously have a use either, which you probably would have used in a blast furnace, I assume, or maybe its own blast furnace. But other than that, there is no real use for it, and I can't put it inside. I'm going to put it there. That's about it. Otherwise, we've got rubber, which probably would have been used for a few things. We've got a debug stick, which is just telling us what the block is, for the most part. We're getting other information from blocks, which we don't really need to. But some of the important stuff you obviously could have gotten information from. A debug stick, a cable, which would have just been a typical, I assume. Some concrete, which you probably could have used for blast resistance purposes, I assume, if it was made into a block or something, or maybe just other means. Construction tool, which allows you to apparently get structure information, which I had not used this until now, so that's good to know. So that's cool. I might actually place these down if it allows me to. Probably won't. It's probably just going to show the guide and that's about it. So we'll do this. We've got smelter, which looks similar to the one that's in there, I think. Maybe? Oops, keep getting the wrong thing. So we've got a smelter like so. Got a power pole like so. Oh, okay, and it'll construct it apparently. Okay, so maybe we can take a look at some of these. I just gotta get the space correct, I guess. Don't know how I got the power pole before then. Machine assembler, which I assume doesn't exist. Okay. Miner, that would was what we had before, so the miner there. I'm assuming it doesn't matter about components, because I've probably got everything else, so it's just another thing. And the biomass burner. If I can move that down, so yeah, I'm not too sure. So power pole we got in. Don't know what the situation was there though. You can see it is forming. So what did I do wrong then at times? I'm not sure. Can we actually use our cable then, for example, is what I want to know. Because I'm actually curious now that we've got this. Or do we just use some typical cable, I guess, that we have on us? So we can actually connect those, so that's good to know. Can I actually connect things that shouldn't typically be connected? Others, or twice or something like that? No, okay. Let's see. I can do that if I want to, I guess. No, maybe not. Oh well, it's worth trying. So yeah, the construction tool allows you to make certain multi-block aspects as well. I'm not sure if you actually need many of the resources on you for it to do things, but it's pretty much the goal of the mod, I assume, is to get the components, make the multi-block structures, and it'll be something you can interact with. Otherwise, we've got our 2 ore blocks, we've got a conveyor, which you can pretty much use like so, just throwing something on here. I can do that. We'll just get a stack. You can see some of it's not there yet. So the rest went in here, yep. But it is supposed to be able to transport 60 items per minute, so I guess if we just chucked on a bunch of these, and they do actually in fact go on here, then it would be able to do that. But yeah, so some will go into the chest, the others obviously that didn't go on the conveyor belt pretty much ended up there. But pretty much what you'll be doing is just putting something on here, it'll go across and then to the chest. It'll actually ignore a hopper underneath. And I've tried to put a hopper where the chest would be, and I think we didn't change much there either. We can break that easily as well. So if I just drop something there, it will just stay there. It'll go, nope, there's nothing here. So if I actually put a hopper here, an actual inventory, my guess is I could have it connect to it, similar to the chest is. I can get that on there. There we go. So now that'll go in, but otherwise it won't like drop off or anything. Once it's stuck on the conveyor belt, it's stuck there until you've got a chest. And then you have pretty much fluid versions of things. You've got obviously molten copper, iron, steel, gold. We've got oil as well, which would have been used obviously I assume as a fuel, besides coal coke. And yeah, that seems to be pretty much it for the most part. We'll just see if we can make any of these other things. Just chuck a bunch of stuff on us. Let's see what happens. Coal, screws, bunch of other bits and pieces. So yeah, we'll just see if we can make anything. Okay, so now it's found something it can be placed in the environment of. Okay. So we can do that. We can maybe connect that up a bit, I guess. Okay, so there's now... Okay, so our inventory is there, which is not exactly a great thing. How did we access that before? Okay, so we've got pretty much, I assume, it trying to mimic certain recipes or trying to process stuff, so you'd have a... always selecting a mode maybe for it? So iron, Irolite to iron, gold, and we can't see much more. Okay, we can now. Coprite to copper, and iron. So you've got a few of those, maybe conversions or smelting or something. Got that pretty much on every side, because that's just going to be what's accessible. I don't know if we can do much more, so we're going to input and output maybe. Got certain indicators, unless it's just part of the design. So that used a fair amount of resources, you can see there, from the rods and the plates. all the other stuff, not so much in the copper wire it did as well, so that's good to know. Let's see, we'll shift click and we'll get an assembler. I'm assuming the actual block itself has not pretty much been changed design-wise, but hopefully the functionality on the inside. Nope, so no information there. Okay. And, oop, that's not what I wanted. Hang on, there we go. Minor is what we want. Actually, maybe assembler? Yes, I did before, so minor. Let's see if we can place this in some fashion. Because, yeah, I'm not too sure about how you place these exactly. And we'll go into creative, of course. Let's see. Yeah, I really don't know how you go about the placement of the structure and how far away the player needs to be or anything like that. We've got the resources, I assume, for the most part, so not too sure there. I'm gonna go into a super flat world and see what happens, because yeah, it is quite strange. But yeah, other than just trying to find out if we can actually summon these in, that's pretty much it for this sort of archival video. You could probably try it out yourself if you want, so we'll have, let's see, some links, of course, but for the most part though, it is best to just use it to just check it out, and then that's about it. We'll just sort of leave this as an archive, pretty much. I'll view this video as mostly an archive, so minor there. Just does not want to place it apparently. Unless we need a bunch more resources than I think we need, which is interesting, because I have no idea what the actual requirements are for this, so yeah. Still, we know what it looks like, at least, so that's something. I don't think you can rotate them either. Okay, good out ore processing. Maybe I just need it more in front or something. Minor. Nope. Biomass burner. Okay, so there's that amount used up there. We'll just get the whoops. Ore processor one again. So that's how much we have there. That's how much we have now. Okay, so just in case you were curious of how much you'd need for each of these if you were to experiment yourself. So I don't think we have any interaction here, unless it's not supposed to, of course. So just put stuff in via hoppers or something. Besides, you know, cable connections. And my guess is sort of the same here. So yeah, for the most part, I assume some of these aren't supposed to have GUIs. Or otherwise, just use a hopper. Or maybe it just doesn't work, I'm not sure. I have not that much an understanding of it, really. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.